Welcome back to another video, everyone. So this week I want to talk to you guys about where the weighting in your feet should be throughout the golf swing. Now I want to talk about this topic just because I feel like some players get overly concerned with the position of other body parts, but if they were to just pay attention more to where the weighting is across their feet, they'll be surprised at what their body does accordingly. I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about footwork and how your feet positions throughout the swing can give you evidence as to where your weight is. And at the end, I want to share a little simple drill that can give you some awareness on how to move your feet and your weight correctly. And like always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you are visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe to see more golf-related content. Okay, so throughout the majority of this video, you might just see my lower half just because I want you to have a really good visual as to what my feet are doing and where my weight is moving throughout the swing. So I'm just going to go over some basic things that I like to look for in my players, starting from the setup, then into the backswing, downswing, and the follow through. Okay, and while I'm doing that, I'll just go over some common mistakes that I see and what you'll need to do to fix that. All right, so starting with the setup, what I like to see with my players is that there's about 60%, 55% of your weight on the lead side, either even 50-50 or just ever so slightly on the lead side. And the reason is because it will play somewhat of an influence as to how your lower body is positioned at address and how your body may be bent at address. So that will have an influence as to how you start your swing and what the tendencies are in the backswing. Okay, but that's step number one is 60%, 55% on the lead side. Okay, for the backswing, what I like to see is that the weight is fairly even, and there's not so much lateral movement into the trail side. Okay, I would like to see a very minimal amount. So if 55% was starting on the lead side, I would like it to stay or feel like it stays 55% on the lead side. Okay, so you see as I take it back, my feet aren't really rolling around. You don't really see any big movement in my feet or my hip or waist. It's kind of staying fairly even throughout. Now, the mistake that I see in the backswing for a lot of players, probably the big majority of players that come in, is that when they take their backswing, I see that their trail foot kind of rolls to the outside, and I see that their lead heel comes off the ground. Okay, so this is the position that I kind of see a lot with players that come in. So if you are a player that does this, it means that you have more of your pressure moving into your trail side. Okay, and if your lead heel comes off the ground, then you have a vast majority of your weight on the trail side. Okay, I don't typically like to see that just because if somebody moves really laterally off the golf ball, then they have more work to do to come back into the proper position in order for them to control where the bottom of the swing is. Okay, so if they move off the ball like this, if they don't recover in time, they're going to hit the ground first, or miss the ground and top the ball, depending on what the rest of their body does. Okay, so if you are a player that does this, you're going to have to feel as if a vast majority of your weight stays on your lead side. Okay, so if you're feeling like 60% starts on the on your lead foot at address, and you go into your backswing, it'll have to feel like you're adding more pressure into the lead side in order for you to prevent your trail foot from rolling and your lead heel from coming off the ground. Okay, so it's going to feel exaggerated, but if you were to watch yourself on video after feeling that exaggeration, you'd probably look like this, kind of just pretty centered. Okay, even though you probably feel as if you're doing this. Okay, what you can also do is check out the shoes that I'm wearing. Okay, you can visit athlons.com. I will have their website in my description box, but I want you to check out these shoes just because the soles inside the shoes are specifically designed to help prevent players from moving their weight to the outside of their feet. Okay, so if you are a player that does that, then wearing these shoes will make it much easier to feel like you can keep your weight more on your lead side and prevent your trail foot from kind of rolling off like this. Okay, If you do decide to purchase one, you can use the discount code JKM20 at checkout for a discount. Okay, they come in different colors, but they also look pretty nice. Okay, so check those out, and back to the video. Now, the mistake that I see in the downswing, one is that the trail leg kind of pivots, or the lead heel comes off the ground, okay, and the weight shifts more into the trail side. So if you're a player that does either one of those, again, from the top of the swing, your weight is stuck or it's moving more into the trail side this way, okay? So you'll have to feel as though you're, before your arms come down, you have to feel as though there's more pressure, or vast majority of your weight moving continuously into the lead side, okay? So you can see that as I come down, right, you'll see that my feet almost kind of roll to the lead side like this, okay? There's no pivoting, okay? There's no twisting in the feet. The ankles are almost just kind of rolling to the side like this. For the follow through, the big mistake that I see is that, again, people will have both feet twisted out like this, okay? And if you pay attention to the trail foot, there's a big sharp bend in the toe there, okay? So if you see that, more of a visual evidence of you having too much pressure on the trail side, okay? Now in the finish position, right, you'll notice that the right foot is all the way up off the ground. That means there's no, see the toe of my shoe is not bent, right? It's all the way up off the ground. And you'll even see that my foot, the pressure moves to the outside of the lead foot. Okay, so it's completely okay for you to see some space under the toe of the lead foot there. Okay, kind of like that. So in the finish, your weight should be kind of on the outer heel of the shoe. Okay, so it should look kind of like this in the finish. All right, instead of kind of like this. So if you are a player that does that, a great drill for you to try is after you strike it, you should be able to kind of take your trail foot off the ground. It's called the step drill. You can even actually step forward if you would like, just as a way to really get all of your weight on the lead foot. If you can't do that, the majority of your weight is still staying on your trail side. Okay, so for the drill, all you're going to need is an alignment stick, or you can use the rolled up towel and place it on the ground. And all you're going to do is do some rehearsals to start. You can hit some balls while doing this as well. Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to step on top of the alignment stick or towel, and you want to make sure that the alignment stick is positioned directly over the center of your foot, so between the balls of the feet and the heels. All right. Now, once you're in that position, right, just like I was talking about before, you want to place 60%, 55% on the lead side, and you want to basically keep it there, right? Now, when you make your backswing, I don't want to see any kind of shifting between where the heels are and where the toes are, okay? I want your feet to be pretty quiet with your weight staying pretty centered, either 50-50 or a little bit more on the lead side, okay? So pretty quiet feet in the backswing. Now, when you come down, this is where you have to pay more attention, right? So in the downswing, when you're moving your pressure more into the lead side, I want the toe of your trail foot to be on one side of the stick, while the heel of your lead foot is on the opposite side of the stick, okay? So you can see how my pressure changes and how my toes and my heels move, okay? My toe is on one side, heel of my lead foot on the other, okay? Now, you'll also notice that my feet kind of roll to the side, and my lead toe is off the ground, so most of my weight is on the outer part of my lead heel, okay? So you can do some practice swings first, just to get some awareness of how your feet and your weight should be moving, okay? Once you get a feel for that, and once you learn to kind of change where the toe and the heel move, okay, then you can actually add a shot, right? You can add a ball in front of you and try and hit some shots that way. But if you do pivot your feet or twist your feet in place, you're going to notice that the towel gets all messed up. Or if you're using an alignment stick, the alignment stick might just move out of place. Okay? So it'll really make sure that you only can move more laterally, okay? And then that you move your toes and your heels correctly, okay? So you can give that drill a try, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But I hope this helps, and I think this is a really good one to give maybe beginners some more awareness of how the weight kind of works. And even some better players I've seen use this just to maybe review some fundamentals. But yeah, let me know how it goes for you guys, and see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. So if you have any questions, you can leave a comment down below. Or if you have any other questions with regards to weighting or footwork, you can let me know. Perhaps I can make a video about that. And be sure to follow me on my Instagram at Jonathan K. Moss if you want to inquire about online lessons. And I will leave a link to my website in the description box below as well. But other than that, I will see you guys next week.